Okay, good morning, everyone. So hope you guys are doing well. Market is surging after the CPI report. Okay, what you guys see here is that the high of the day is actually at 56.54, just around our level one bullish. Okay, finally starting to work. And currently, with that in mind, the techs are pretty much moving the market here. Okay, now pretty much here's what I'm looking at right now. Okay. So a couple things you want to know. You need to pretty much weed out the losers of the CPI report and focus on the ones that are going to be moving. Okay, this is a perfect example of what we talked about yesterday and what we did. Okay, because we weeded out a lot of the losers by finding the trades that were going to likely to run, such as AMD and so forth. Right, Nvidia only moved a very minimal yesterday. It did, it did push up higher, but it wouldn't have worked out intraday because it pretty much literally only moved in this tight range here. Okay, so we knew that that was going to be, and Nvidia is more of a swing now. It looks like it's on its way to 140. Okay, so this was a potential play that wouldn't work. AMD, on the other hand, was very strong here. Okay, because yesterday we knew that once it gets above this 182, it's going to be at a breakout range. Okay, so we're talking about things that happened yesterday, but it's going to be relating for today as well, okay? Because just like yesterday, you need to weed out the losers, the plays that are not going to work, and not have much of a move. So that's what I want to focus on for today, okay? Because SMCI here is one of those trades that may or may not be a winner today. Okay, there's two key things you need to look for SMCI. The first thing is I need to get above 925. Okay, once it gets above 925, 943 is the ultimate confirmation that it can really run. I may decide to even get calls on this before it happens. But the thing here for SMCI actually is I may not even get in calls because I still already have the 1050 calls on this, right? But if 943 breaks, and let's just say you don't have SMCI calls, this has a chance to really run to 1,000. Okay, so the 1050 calls would be a good play as a potential quick play that you can do for today. So these can certainly move because once you're in the extreme bullish breakout range, this can really run. And you can even see this in the past as well too. My analysis doesn't really rely on the past, but all I know is that once the stock gets above 943, that's when the delta hedging is required, and that's when the full breakout zone is going to kick in. Okay, so that's interesting to see here. Now, ASML also, if you guys stuck in with their guns and bought at level one bearish support, this stock is pretty much going to the money. 1140 is where the massive breakout is. If I was buying ASML, just be cautious here. Next week it does have earnings. Okay, so with that in mind, adding a week is going to be very expensive on ASML. Okay, but it can certainly run because Broadcom, of course, also pretty much got an upgrade. Okay, so Broadcom once again is still struggling to gap through that same level. You can see every time it hits this inflection point, level 2, 1765, it just dropped once again, and it got a massive upgrade as well. So once that retest happens, this is another stock that's in potential play here. That could be a winner if it breaks to the 1765. So if you guys don't have this play here and want to get in, 1765 is where it can go. And we still are holding the 830s for today. Okay. I feel no need to really sell this until we get to the estimated weekly high. So my target on Broadcom for today, since I'm already holding it, is at 1820, and that's what we're watching for today. Okay. Nvidia here is not going to test at 137. If it does really catch legs, the 140 calls are going to be in play right now. Okay. The thing about the 140 calls, they close at around 30 cents, so it may make sense as well. One of my top picks for today actually has to do with coin. Okay, so I actually do like coin. It's at 224, which is a tough level. It looks like it may hit 236 here, okay? So that's what I'm going to be targeting at for today. I'm looking at the 235 calls and the 240 calls as a potential mover. So the 240 calls will be probably best for small accounts. So keep an eye on this, okay? So one thing we're looking at here, right here, so trade idea, and I'll write this so we know the plan. Coin, 230 calls, close at 1.3. Like them at 2 or at open. Okay, so we like that. 235 calls can work for small accounts. 240 calls also can work, but harder. And target is to sell at 236 for today. Okay, so based on that information here, it can really go because we do have the details with regards to Bitcoin moving. So that's going to be one of the key things that I'm watching for today. Okay, now GS is also looking very interesting as well. Okay, so the trade idea that I got on GS is basically adding a week. Now the thing about GS is that JP Morgan earnings are happening tomorrow before the market open. So this may definitely move as well. And they also have earnings as well. So you got two catalysts that are potentially in the way here, okay? The 500 call closed at around $3 here. And they basically, their all-time highs on that premium was around 3.7. So what I will say here is that I like the GS 500 calls at 2.5 or less can work as a swing, right, for next week. Okay, so we're going to be looking at that, and that's a swing, and key risk, earnings plus bank. Okay, so that's the thing you really want to look for as well moving forward. Okay, so wrote that trade down and we'll look into it as well. Okay, now Tesla is needs to get through this 270. Okay, this is another potential scalp play that you can look at. So if we look at the trade idea here, we got the Tesla 270 call that we're going to be not the 270, sorry, 280 call. And if you get the Tesla 280 call, they can work at around, I probably will say at between 1 to 0.5 as a lotto. Okay, key breakout at 270. So a buy at 270. Okay, so if it gets to that specific point, it can start to really run here. Okay, so those are probably the best trade ideas I see so far at this time. Okay, we also got ARM as well that is starting to look pretty strong here. SPX is currently pulling back right now. Wow, it went negative. Market just dropped. Okay, so we've seen SPX just pull back here a little bit, and that's pretty much what we see here. Okay, so let's see what the market has in store. With the pullback that we're seeing right now, I think that's honestly just a level 1 bullish rejection here. Still like SPX calls, and we're going to be watching that as well. Okay, because right now, from what I see, is that there's a little bit of weakness here. But one thing I mentioned about it, guys, is that the call premiums are still too expensive right now. So looking at the 5670 calls might be something that is of interest. Watching to see if these can pretty much move for today. Okay, the weekly premiums are also pretty much beyond the threshold here, so we could definitely have an opportunity to melt up today. So watching that as a key indicator for today's levels. Okay. So that's pretty much what I got going on, guys. I don't see much else. Just be very cautious of choppiness and extreme selling. We could probably possibly see that as well. But my top plays, I do like coin for today, and I'm looking at the 230s as a potential trade idea for today. Okay, so tomorrow's PPI, just be aware of that, and we got a rate announcement near the end of the month. Okay, so that's all I got for you guys right now. See you guys in the chat, and like always, let's get that money.